CCNA Security Real World Labs, how to create a perfect lab. If you've watched any of my CCNA Real World Labs lectures, you know that I always say it is not enough to have a lab at home. What I mean by that is, well, let me just give you that. Imagine that this is a firewall that you decided to buy, an ASA 5505. What I recommend you do is, that is a router that you received from your ISP. That can be a D-Link or Netgear, whatever router they decided to give you, and that is your local area network. What you should do, you should take an ASA firewall or a router like that and replace the device that they gave you. Why? Well, I always say that a lab is not a real network. That's what this training is all about, to give you real-world examples, right? And that is what I am telling you now. It's not enough to take a router like that, and a firewall and play with all these devices 3 hours a day. I always give the following example. A few years ago, I bought an access point from Cisco. 1141 access point. And this access point was absolutely fine for 2 or 3 weeks. And one day my fiancée, she reported she could not connect to the network. I took her laptop and I couldn't see the SSID, the network name. And I said, your laptop is broken, go away. But then I took my laptop and I couldn't see this SSID either. I tried to shut down some ports, do some show commands, and I couldn't fix it. At the end, I decided to reboot it. Yes, I rebooted a Cisco device to fix it, and it fixed it. Again, it was absolutely fine for a couple of weeks, and it happened again. I escalated it to Cisco because I had a support contract for this device, and they said, yeah, that's easy, that's a bug in this image, mate. They gave me a new image, I updated the iOS on it, and it has been stable since. I'm telling you that story because you would never, ever, ever, ever learn or see anything like that in a lab, because you play with it 3 hours a day. Maybe you have more time, it's 5 hours a day. But the main problem is that when you're done, you will switch it off, turn it off, you're done. And that's what I always say, you need a real network to gain some experience. Let's discuss what you can buy for CCNA Security. Of course, this is CCNA Security Real World Labs. You are CCNA Security certified, you're studying towards that certificate, or you're interested in network security. Of course, here I will focus on Cisco. There will be a dedicated video to devices that can make it cheaper, and you can learn how to set up some other firewalls and UTM devices. Let's start with ASAs. ASA is a really important topic on your CCNA security exam, and it is a very popular firewall in the real world. You need a real ASA. Do not go for GNS3. Yeah, of course you can set up ASAs in GNS3. It's not stable, it's not reliable. I struggle to say it's a waste of time. It's not. You can practice some more advanced features. Still, I think that you should get a real ASA. I hope that you know we have two main licenses for ASA 5505. It's base and security plus licenses. Now this one is £100. Security plus is £200. Of course, the box with the security plus license. If you're interested in CCNA security, and that's all really, you want to learn how ASAs work and know how to enable SSL VPNs on it, NAT, you can go for the base license. If you want to apply for a job and to work with ASAs, you need two ASAs like that. That's of course the cheapest solution. You could always go for 5510, but that will be like £1,000 for both, for a pair. Why two ASAs? Because you want to practice things like failover and VPNs, side-to-side VPNs, but especially failover, active standby. You need that. You need that. A lot of ASAs in the real world are set up as a pair of firewalls, and you want to be comfortable with that solution. Of course, it's not in CCNA security still. This is CCNA security real world labs, and I'm telling you what you really need to know. Firewalls, or here £400 if you want to get a better lab. Routers. Routers, 1800 series routers. You can get a router like that. It is around £30–40. Of course, if you have some old routers from your CCNA days, yeah, go for it. 1841, 1801, really nice devices, quiet, cheap, small. And of course, I have to mention about my favorite series, 800 series. The cheapest router you can get is 870. That is like, I don't know, £15 or something like that on eBay. 881, 887, it is around £60–70 on eBay. It's a small office, home office router. It can be an ADSL, VDSL. It all depends what you need. 881 is designed to connect to an RJ45. It means it does not have a built-in modem. If you want to have VDSL and ADSL, you need 887VA. That is around £100. A really reliable router with a VDSL and ADSL port. And of course there is a switch as well. The good thing is, again, I encourage you to watch my CCNA real world labs. I spent a lot of time talking about this router. The good thing is that it is running a full iOS. Okay, even though it's a small office, home office router, you can enable VPNs, firewalls, everything, almost everything that you want. Of course, they limited a few features, but you should be okay if you get a switch, because they limited some switching options. Now, switches. A lot of people go for 2950s. They're really cheap. I don't know, it's like you'll struggle to sell it back if you buy it. I don't know, it's like £5 or something. Don't do it. You should go for something that you can use later on as well. Please remember that you should think about two main things. First of all, can I use it later on? And second, will I get any money back? That's what you should remember. It's, going back to our ASA discussion, right? If you buy a pair of ASAs, 5505, with the Security Plus license, you pay £400 today, right? You can sell it back in, I don't know, 6 months for £350. Yeah? That's not bad. Yeah, in 2 years, probably like £200. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. You will get some money back. 29.50s in, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, you can just throw it away. That's it. 29.60s, that's a layer 2 switch. However, it can do some basic routing as well. It is around £60. 35.60s, that is a really nice switch, and I recommend that guy because you can use that for CCNP as well. If you get 2 switches like that, that is a layer 3 switch, you're okay for your CCNP exams. That's all you need from switching for your CCNP exams. 2 3560s, you can practice everything that Cisco asks you to know, almost everything. Yeah, and that's a really reliable and nice switch. How much? Well, unfortunately, more than £100, and you need 2. Okay. Now, a very popular switch, 3560, is an 8-port switch, which is a PoE switch as well. It's especially popular for voice over IP because it's PoE. Because it is PoE, it's more expensive. It is, I don't know, 150, 160. It's quiet, small, PoE. If you can invest some money, get that guy. Yeah, again, you will sell it back in a couple of months or years without any issues. And there is a gigabit port as well. Yeah, a really nice small device. Now, the last thing I want to show you is this 3560, this guy. And I want to show you because this is a really nice chassis. When you look at this guy, it looks like the old 2950 switch. It looks cheap, Cisco. Sorry about that. I know you all go, well, it's a switch, mate. You put that in a rack and you forget about that. I do not agree with that. I think that if I pay £2,000, it should look like a switch that is really expensive. And sorry, Cisco, 3560s, nah. Here, the old 3560s, or I don't know. 2960s are a little better. But this guy is really great, you know, a really nice white chassis with yellow labels, and it's really nice. Yes, Cisco, you can do that if you want. Of course, it's more expensive, and you can get it as a gigabit switch as well. A really nice switch. Really quiet and reliable, and PoE as well, as you can see here. It is a PoE switch as well. In this lecture, I wanted to show you how to create maybe not a perfect lab, but a lab that you can use for your CCNA security studies and later on for CCNP, maybe CCNP security, Network Plus, whatever you're interested in. Again, please remember, it is important to have a lab at home. It is really important. But what you should do, you should take a Cisco ASA firewall or a Cisco router and replace a device that your ISP gave you. It's really important to do it that way. Thank you very much.